In this quick little bonus video, I wanted to go over one last thing about images that, to be totally honest, I really forgot about in when I was doing the main images video tutorial. And specifically, well, let me just select an image here. When you select an image, you can see, as you know, in the properties bar here, panel at the bottom, you see these edit buttons. So I just want to go over a couple of these things and point out a few issues. Number one, if you have Photoshop installed, you see this PS button. If you click this and you have Photoshop installed on your computer, Dreamweaver will launch Photoshop, which will allow you to edit this image in Photoshop. If you don't have Photoshop installed, of course, this won't work, but these little things will. Now, what are these? These are image editing capabilities that you typically would not see in a web design program. Actually, these image editing capabilities are something that you would typically see in a program like Photoshop. So for instance, if I click the Optimize button and you see this whole thing pop open, now this allows you to tweak your image and to optimize it in a whole bunch of different ways, which are, if you've ever used Photoshop or PaintShop Pro or any photo editing program, you'll see a lot of these things are common. You're able to make changes to this image, and I want you to understand this, when you make these changes to the image, it actually affects the underlying image permanently. So for instance, let's just go to this File tab, and you see I have a scale capability here. So I'm going to say scale this image 50%, give or take, and you see how much smaller it gets. Now, to give you perspective, this is the original size of the image. So let's say OK. And as you can see on our web page, the image has indeed been scaled. And unlike where I showed you in the previous video where I was just stretching the image using the handles, but the underlying image wasn't actually changed, when you use this button here, these buttons here, you actually do change the underlying image. And the proof is, I'm back in the file system here, and you can actually see, indeed, Dreamweaver has resized the image as you would expect an image editor to do. Let's look at a couple of the other buttons. For instance, you have the crop button. So I hit that, and Dreamweaver, in fact, here gives you a warning telling you that the action you are about to perform will permanently alter the image. So understand that you're actually permanently altering the image. So here I can, right in my page, crop the image like you would expect in something like Photoshop. So once you've found whatever area of the image you want to keep, you just double click over the crop and you see you got the crop happening. Now, this is pretty ugly and you're not going to want to do this in real life. Well, here it is. But we're just going over things here. Let's look at another thing. Let's look at the brightness and contrast. Again, and getting that same warning, look out, these changes will be permanent. So by the way, a lot of these warning boxes, you can tell Dreamweaver to not show these messages over and over again because it gets kind of annoying by checking it off and then hitting OK. I leave it on because of for the sake of this video. So here we go. We got this dialog box. And again, like any image editing program, you can increase the brightness and you can see Dreamweaver updates the image for us real time. You can increase the contrast. So you have pretty good image editing capabilities, very, very basic image editing capabilities, where you're able to do little tweaks to your images. So you can find that Dreamweaver may save you a trip to Photoshop or PaintShop Pro or something. Over here, if you noticed while I was talking, I opened up the sharpen option here, the sharpen tool, so you can sharpen images. Now you see it's a subtle effect. Now, anyway, you see what's going on. So the point is that with Dreamweaver CS3, you do actually have basic image editing capabilities built right into it, where you actually affect the underlying image, as we see here.